Peterson is somebody I really look up to, and I really like a lot of the work that he's done, especially in the recent years with all the university nonsense that's going on and them trying to shut him down. That's why I also really enjoy that he's trying to make an online university that actually teaches people how to write like you should grammatically, use your brain to think about things, and it'd be a lot cheaper than going to an actual university where you're not learning anything anyway. So all of those things together, I think he's just a really solid dude all the way around. And so I just wanted to share a couple of my thoughts because I did go to his We Who Wrestled with God tour here in Las Vegas, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on it because I really enjoyed seeing him touch on the Bible more than he has anywhere else that I've really seen. I mean, more recently, especially after his sickness, he's been talking about the Bible more and more, which is very cool to see. I don't know that he's professed that he's a Christian yet, but I think he's getting there. I think he's getting there. And I really do like his argument for the need for God, especially in today's society where, well, I mean, you could just look around and see what's happening when they try and take God out of everything. I don't even really have to say anything on that. You just kind of can see it for yourself. But anyway, so he really, the whole premise of it, or I don't want to say the premise, but he really was just talking about the majority of it was on the story of Jacob and Esau, and just how even from the womb, there was always that sibling rivalry, and how we see that mirrored in pretty much a lot of our cinema and all the things, the games and movies and entertainment that we see, and stories, books, and all of that, where we see like that, what's the word? Very moving, if you will. It's something that we can easily attach ourselves to because it's been just a part of our lives, if you will, just basically since the beginning of time. There's always been that rivalry, that good versus evil, if you will. And I really like how he was able to kind of spin that together and kind of frame it in a way where it could allow people who weren't necessarily Christians, who maybe believe in God, who maybe people don't even believe in God, and kind of give them a reference of at least starting to ponder it, if you will. Like, maybe what he's saying makes some sense. Because there was people in the crowd. I mean, one of the questions at the end was somebody who was an atheist, I believe, and they were asking how to kind of believe when they're super skeptical. And to summarize, his statement was really just, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, you can saying that you think you know more than literally everybody else who's lived before you. It's not really a very good place to be coming from. I mean, you he made the point that maybe you need to step back and think, well, maybe even in all my perfectness, there's at least maybe a little bit that I'm missing, and maybe I can kind of see what I'm doing wrong and what I can do to improve. Now, of course, that carries over into everything else, not just religion or the search for God or any of that, but it kind of was eye opening, I hope, for a lot of the people there who maybe weren't fully, were on the edge of their seats, if you will, in terms of believing in God or thinking that there's something more out there. Because that was also one of the main points of the story, or his speech anyway, is that in the story of Jacob and Esau, after Jacob steals Esau's birthright, he runs away and then he sees a vision of the staircase going all the way up to heaven. And he can see the angels going up and down, and that's how they relay their messages in the vision. And I really liked how he was able to kind of portray that in the same way that we need to approach life, where we're always need to be aiming up. And that was like his one of the other main points of the sermon. I mean, it almost was a sermon, really, if you think about it. But his speech was aiming up, because what else can you do besides aim up? I mean, if you're not aiming up, you're either stagnating or, well, stagnating is the same as aiming down, really, because we are creatures that were made to progress, not just stay where we are, stay comfortable. And I mean, that even hits home for me because I'm somebody who likes to do the same thing day in, day out. I don't like change. And even that, I mean, I've heard it multiple times, and I've been getting better at it, but still, it's always nice to just hear the refresh, if you will, of you need to get out and try new things, dude. You need to get out and try new things. Because, yeah, it's so easy to get caught up in just living in my own little world, thinking I'm an island. Because at the end of the day, as much as we want to be, we're not islands. And the more that you try and surround yourself with other people and believe that you're not an island, I think you will just, in a nutshell, have a much more enjoyable and happy life, really. I mean, on the subject of happiness, it's always something where it's kind of spotty, if you will. I mean, everybody's happiness can be different, but on the broad term anyway, I do believe that there is joy in being able to be around other people and just spend time with other people instead of being in your own little world, just doing the bare minimum in your life. Because we really all have been called to do more than we are doing, especially me. Uh, I have been trying to do a little bit more, but it's still not enough, so I even need to do better in a lot of aspects. So it was overall a really enjoyable experience. I hope they post it on YouTube because I would definitely recommend giving it a watch. And he also is releasing a book too, The We Who Wrestle with God. He didn't really give any details on it really. It's only in pre-order right now, but I'm definitely going to be looking into that as well. Because, I mean, it was only a 60-minute talk, so he couldn't really go into more detail, if you will, onto all he wanted to talk about. But it was really nice to see it, especially the turnout too. I mean, there was so many people there, so many people. I actually saw Graham Stephan from YouTube, the real estate and finance guy, which was kind of cool to see. I didn't get to say hi because we were already seated and everything, but it was cool to see him. But yeah, it was a really enjoyable experience. I definitely recommend if they start posting these on YouTube, definitely give it a watch, and just maybe consider. I mean, it doesn't have to be Christianity. I hope it is, but at least start considering if you're somebody who's been on the fence for a while, like maybe there is more than just this. It's just food for thought. Food for thought. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like, and I hope to see you guys around. Peace!